This is the STRIPSACK DUALCAST. I'm the Hawk.
And I'm the Fat Man. Hey, where's Skip, Shannon? Fuck them guys. They don't know what they're talking about. Let's get into Sunday's recap.
All right. Giants 23, Washington 20. Giants hold on to Alex Smith's comeback.
Up next, Bears and Titans. Titans eke out the win, just like we thought. That Bears offense is anemic.
Lions 20, Vikings 34. Dalvin Cook is sensational.
Panthers 31, Chiefs 33. Hey, the Panthers made a game of it. I was wrong. Sorry, Panthers fans.
I was right. I knew it. Just listen to me. All right, Texans 27, Jaguars 25. Jake Luton shines in debut.
They still lost. Up next, Ravens at Colts. Another one I got wrong. Ravens pull out the win, 24-10.
Seahawks 34, Bills 44. Where the fuck is that defense?
They're sleeping. Legion of Boom is dead. Up next, Broncos at Falcons. Just like I said, who loses to the Broncos? Falcons win 34-27.
Raiders 31, Chargers 26. Chargers just find ways to lose.
Steelers at Cowboys. Cowboys kept it close, made it interesting, but in the end, Steelers pull it out 24-19.
Do you want the next one? You can have the next one.
All right. Dolphins at Cardinals. Hell of a game. It was great being there. Dolphins pull it out 34-31. It's Tua time, baby.
Yes, very solid game, and that defense is stingy. Saints 38, Bucks 3. Did anyone even see the Bucks playing tonight? I don't even know if they showed up. Was that even them?
Yeah,
was that them? Were they there?
That game was terrible. Let me tell you. By the time I got home from the game, we were probably close to halftime, and I saw that the Saints were drubbing them. I was scared to turn the game on. Tommy played pretty bad. His worst game since 2011.
Yeah. I tell you what, some things we're right on. We were not right on the Saints-Bucks game, but I don't think anybody was. But we were right on the Panthers-Chiefs game. We were right on the Cowboys-Steelers game. So there is a reason to watch us.
Yep.
There is a reason. All right, right into the Dominators. I got my first one. Drew Brees, 26 for 32, 4 touchdowns.
You're gonna like this one over there, Hawk. My first pick's Josh Allen, 31 of 38, 415 yards, 3 touchdowns. Against a high school defense. Sorry, buddy.
Dalvin Cook, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns, 46 more on in receiving. This guy is amazing. I think he's a bona fide MVP candidate.
Dalvin Cook was so good today. He got you all tongue-tied over there, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Up next, I have Patrick Mahomes. He's 30 of 45, 372 yards, 4 touchdowns. That right there is your front runner for MVP. You got anybody else? Because I got one more.
All right. You know what? I got nothing. What do you got?
You got nothing? All right. So let me tell you guys, I was super impressed watching this guy today, being up close. You don't understand the speed until you're there and you see it live, and you see guys have a finger on him, and next thing you know, he's 10 yards down the field. It's Kyler Murray. He's 21 of 26, 283 yards, three passing touchdowns. He had 11 carries for 106 yards, added another touchdown that way. The guy's amazing to watch. I gotta say, he's really impressive to see live.
All right. Stank and Shank. Colts got their asses kicked. Do they stank it or do they shank?
They shank. I'm going to say they shank. We know Rivers gets hot and cold. It's not like they lost to the Jets. It's the Ravens. They lost to the Ravens. I know I picked the Colts to win the game. I'm not going to beat them up too bad for this loss.
I'm going to say this is a stank. And I'm going to say it's a stank because they went 2 for 12 on third down. Phillip Rivers threw 227 yards on 43 attempts, and he had a pick. Horrible. That offense needs to get better. Rivers needs to be more efficient. I'm calling this a stank.
So do you think the Colts aren't going to make the playoffs?
I'm not going to say they're not going to make the playoffs. I'm just saying in this particular game, this is bad. This is real bad. All right. Man, I don't even want to say this line. Seahawks got their asses kicked. Stankershank.
Like, the Bills couldn't score a touchdown against the Jets. They stank. That defense is terrible. The worst part is you can't. It's not like the team stinks. It's one side of the ball. That offense is amazing when it's clicking. That defense just, it's bad. It's really bad.
Or historically bad. It's historically bad. It's one of the worst defenses of all time. It's not even close. When you hear people talking about how bad the Cowboys defense is, guess what? They got better the last 3 weeks. This team hasn't.
It just seems like they keep getting worse. It seems like the only bright spot in Seattle's entire defense is Bobby Wagner.
I will say they did generate some sacks. They came into the game with 12. They have 19 total because they came away with 7 sacks. But they just started being really one-dimensional with that blitz, and they just started destroying them. Look, 4 turnovers, that killed us. 44 points to a team that couldn't even score a touchdown against the Jets. The Seahawks, they fucking stanked this game. All right, moving on. Shut up. All right. Thank you, Tua. Thank you, Dolphins. But I'm still salty.
Yeah, thanks for beating the Bills, bud. Yeah, thanks for that.
Man, we beat y'all, so that's all I care about.
Could have helped each other out.
Yeah, I'll call the GM. We'll talk about it. The Bucks.
Straighten this shit out. Get Pete Carroll on the phone. I'm gonna smack his ass around.
The Bucks got their asses kicked by the Saints. Stankershank.
Stank. Brady stank. That offense stank. So much for adding Antonio Brown and being this amazing weapon. I had mentioned Antonio Brown is going to fuck up the chemistry in the locker room.
I definitely don't think that's the problem. Look, they stanked. The Saints proved this game that they are still on top of the NFC South, and I think it's no question they swept the Bucks. We can get the Super Bowl aspirations off this team going forward because the simple fact is they can't beat the Saints.
If they're lucky, they won't play the Saints in the playoffs.
Well, if they play like they have these last 2 weeks, they might not make the playoffs.
I mean, the defense, the Bucks defense didn't even look that good. Like we were talking about that, they were up around the top of the league, and now all of a sudden, the last 2 weeks they look almost as bad as Seattle's.
I don't know about that, but I will say that again, it looked like scheme to me. Like it doesn't look like anything like a player busting out. It doesn't look like a player just taking over, although Drew Brees was very efficient, very good. To me, it just looks like scheme. People are just running wide open on them. It just doesn't look good.
Everybody knows Drew Brees is going to be efficient. I mean, right now he's leading the league in completion percentage, so he's going to be efficient.
Yeah, tell us a stat that nobody knows, all right? Everybody knows that Drew Brees is going to lead the league in completion percentage. The guy has 1 and 2 all time on completion percentages through a season. He's 1 and 2. He'll probably be 3.
But he's got the weakest arm.
He's never had a strong arm. God damn it. Jesus. All right, let's get into some BS here. What's the first topic there, buddy?
Hey, Fox Sports. What about Tua now, you loudmouth cocksuckers? You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Bashing the kid after 1 game, comes out here against Arizona, lays a whooping on him. He goes 20-28, 248 yards, 2 touchdowns, 35 rushing yards, no interceptions. Hey, Colin, how's this fucking wiggle look now, bud? I see him escape a couple sacks, rolling out left and right, slinging the ball down the field. He scampered off for a couple yards. Nobody thought they were going to come out here and beat Arizona. Arizona's one of the freaking top teams in the league.
Yeah, everybody picked Arizona to win. But I just want to say, this is 2 games, bud. You need to chill out.
No.
Chill out.
Second game.
He might be right. This might be the next Rex Grossman. He had a bad game the first game. He's got a good game the second game. We don't. So far, he's 50% on having a good game or a bad game. So I don't want to hear your shit.
Well, hey, how did Seattle do against Arizona, bud? Yeah, that Arizona defense is pretty good, huh?
How did Seattle do against the Dolphins? How about that? Yeah, that's right. Shut the hell up.
That was with Fitzpatrick in there.
Oh, yeah, he was better. He's still better than Tua right now, just so you know.
Two at time, bud. Two at time.
Just think how the offense would look if they had Fitzpatrick. This is what I will say about Tua time. This is what I will say. The most important thing for a rookie quarterback early in his career, I think, is getting wins, right? You get wins, you start establishing confidence. I mean, everybody remembers how Lamar looked his very first year. He didn't look that great rushing the ball, sure, but throwing the ball, that was his knock. It's like, oh, he doesn't look that great. But the confidence, the guy just tied a record for the first 30 starts, 25-5 with the great Dan Marino. Calm down there, Dolphin fan. All right. But that's what he did. You know, that's his confidence. His confidence going forward is huge. That's the second.
Can't win a playoff game.
Well, that's just like your man, Dan. Anyways, that's huge. And
win.
Tua right now being 2-0, I think he's the only rookie quarterback with the winning record. You know, Herbert and Burrow both have losing records, and I think that's very important for him going forward.
Yeah, think about that. He played 2 games and won just as many as both of them.
Yeah, he did. I'll give you that. He definitely has the better team.
Well, Miami's defense. Look, I don't want to hear that shit. Miami picked 5th. Last time I checked, the Chargers had the 10th. But you know, the defense has been helping Tua out.
Oh, for sure.
It has. And I forgot, you know, they scored another defensive touchdown today against Kyler Murray. Made him right at the beginning of the game, made him cough the ball up, ran it back all the way. And kind of the one piece I miss is, like, this is early into his career. Like, Miami doesn't have any big name receivers. They don't.
No. I mean, Devontae Parker, but I mean, he's not like some bona fide number 1 top 15 wide receiver in the NFL.
Devontae Parker had 2 catches today, I think. So, I mean, let's see him with a guy like DK Metcalf. Let's see him with a guy like Julio Jones. Like, let's get a big target receiver in there, and then we'll see what the kid can do. But to me, for this kid's second start, that's a damn good game.
Yeah, you know, it really is. I give you that. It is a good game.
Almost as good as Kyler Murray. The thing with Kyler Murray is he can't get a goddamn hand on him. The guy's amazing, shifty and quick and slipping away. I was just in awe. Like, I couldn't even get mad when he took off and scampered for 20 yards.
Yeah, I'll say I was definitely impressed with Tua this game. I really was.
But I'm going to say the MVP of this game was Xavier Howard, pretty much shutting down D-Hop. But then again, you know, he tackled D-Hop every time the ball was on the way to him. That's why he got 4 pass interference calls for probably 150 yards.
I wonder if that goes against your stats as a corner. Yeah, you would have to imagine it has to.
Well, I know they yanked him off him in like the 3rd quarter, but man, he was just hanging on him. It was terrible.
Well, it's like that conversation I said. Like, well, why give up the touchdown when you could just tackle the guy and get the spot foul? Screw it.
True.
Why give up 6 when you could just save it and get another chance? All right. Next topic, unless you want to keep creaming over the Dolphins. Who's the best team in the NFC?
I mean, is it the Saints? I'm going to throw the Saints out there. We just seen them bash the hell out of the Buccaneers.
And they swept them, too. Like, they're 2-0 against the Saints.
They swept them. Seattle's defense is, you know, it's like a colander in the kitchen. Everybody's just running right through it. You know, maybe it's the Saints.
You know, we thought it was the Packers. We thought it was the Seahawks. We thought it was the Bucs. You know, now we're thinking it's the Saints. I'm thinking that the NFC is looking a little weak. That's my opinion.
The Vikings.
Yes, it's the Minnesota Vikings. It might be just the Minnesota Cooks. But the thing is like, I think the NFC is starting to look a little weak, in my opinion. You know, we don't have really any dominant team in our conference. You go and you look over in the AFC, you got the Steelers, they're dominant. You know, you got the Chiefs, they're dominant. The Ravens, in a sense, are dominant. You go and you look at the NFC, and there's games where they're not just losing, they're getting their fucking asses kicked. Like, how can you get behind any of them?
Well, it seems like there's a whole lot of weak defensive play going on in the NFC.
Yeah, they do have the better offenses, but like the defenses need to step up. I agree with that 100%.
Because I mean, we were thinking Green Bay was gonna do something, but their defense, they can't stop a running back. Seattle just their defense is getting blown up constantly. They had a good week last week, and then they just get shellacked this week.
I will
Tampa,
say about Seattle is Pete Carroll's comments about how he thinks that he doesn't even recognize what this team looks like on defense. I'm hoping that this starts rejuvenating them a little bit, because let's be real, they became the sixth team in NFL history to score at least 25 points in their first 8 games in a year. Just the sixth team. Their offense is averaging 34 points a game, which they did tie in a game they got their asses beat in. This defense just needs to start holding opponents to around 20 points a game, and this is a bona fide Super Bowl contender. Right now, though, it's hard to get behind them. And then if you look at Green Bay, it's like when the going gets tough, there is no Green Bay. They beat on the bad teams. When they play a good team, it's like Rodgers quits after they're down 14-10. The
that's actually
Saints,
a proven stat. Like if you get up on Rodgers, you're pretty much going to win the game.
yeah, he's a losing record.
Sorry, Packers fans, but
There's tissues in your bathroom, probably.
I don't. It's so hard because the frustrating thing with Seattle, Green Bay, is their defense just keeps letting them down. Like you said, Seattle, they're at 34 points a game. How the hell can you score 34 points a game and still lose? Like that's unheard of. Like your defense is napping. Like get them out of the locker room. And I'll tell you what they need to do is they need to take a piece out of Dallas's book and start cutting some dudes on that defensive side of the ball and see who the hell snaps out of it.
I don't even think it's more of like a cutting thing. Just bench him or something, or maybe just have Carroll just completely take over the defense right now. I just want to see this improvement somehow, some way. I will say I was very happy of seeing Carlos Dunlap in the line. He looked pretty good this game. Uh, I see some positives, but it's like I said, it's really hard to get behind.
Well,
And I really do believe that this is the best team in the NFC. I really do believe that regardless what I'm wearing, this is going to be the team that we're going to see throughout the playoffs. This is the team that might represent the NFC because of how good this offense is and the possibility of the defense improving. But I mean, right now it's tough to watch. It's tough to watch your offense playing so well, and then your defense is just like, meh, fuck it.
yeah, because for how many years do we watch Seattle's defense? The Legion of Boom and all them guys come out, perform, and
Oh,
play great, and then you have, the offense was the questionable piece. Russ was still young, figuring things out, learning things, and you just turn around handing the ball to beast mode all the time, and then win a Super Bowl. But now your defense is gone and your offense is high powered, and it's
I, I do get it. They had 4 turnovers in this game. One of them was at the goal line, though, so we'll just say 3 turnovers. It's still 44 points is too much. You're not going to win a game. It was tough watching them in the first half because the way that the Bills were moving the balls on them, it's almost like it was 7-on-7. Hell, the commentators were saying that. I don't know. I would go back to what you said about the Saints, though. The Saints might be it. Just the fact that they creamed the Bucks. I don't really know if we'll see that going forward. That is a divisional game. The Saints know the Bucks. Drew Brees, fun fact, is 5-2 against Brady. I wonder how it feels now for Brady to have to actually go against another high caliber quarterback that kind of shows him up sometimes. It's nice to see. I don't know. Maybe it's the Saints. I think right now I'm still going to give it to Seattle slight lead, slight, because the offense is so good. They're going to be in every game. And then I'm going to put Saints at 2 because I can't get behind the Packers that got shellacked by the Bucks, that got shellacked by the Saints. So in my mind, NFC will go Seattle slightly, Saints, Bucks, Packers.
Oh, the playoff should be interesting.
It
That's
will.
what I think. I'd be a little scared of a Kansas City Seattle Super Bowl. because that has the makings to be the highest scoring Super Bowl we've ever seen.
For sure.
You know,
For sure, I agree with that. It'd be really fun to watch and scary at the same time, because if Josh Allen can look like that against them, I'm not
hey
saying
man,
he's a bad player. Mahomes is going to look.
Al Davis always said that offense is what puts fans in the seats. That'd probably be the most watched Super Bowl of all time. You know, you
Yeah.
run the score up to 72 to 56 or some shit.
Yeah. So is Russ still the favorite in the MVP race, you think?
No, and I don't think it had anything to do with just today's game. I think it's not anything that Russ is doing wrong other than having 8 interceptions. I think it's what other guys are doing right. I think we're starting to see other guys emerge for the MVP. Patrick Mahomes has 1 interception all season, 25 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, through 9 games. He's on average, I think, 46 touchdowns, possibly 1 or 2 picks, which is unreal. It does
And,
match Rodgers' season. I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago when he won the MVP.
and I want to say Aaron Rodgers only has 2 interceptions too.
Yep. Rodgers is on pace for 48 touchdowns, 4 picks. Here's my question, and I think I can answer it myself, honestly. If we just double up here and we go and look at the average, like the numbers, Russ could finish the season 56 touchdown with 16 interceptions. And this is where I'm going to just go ahead and say that it is what he's doing wrong. You know, if he can go the rest of the year and throw 1 or 2 picks, 56 touchdowns and 10 picks will win him the MVP, regardless how little those other guys throw. He wants a touchdown record. He's getting the MVP title. Period.
Right.
Thing
That's why I
is,
think it doesn't matter how many picks he throws.
the thing
It's not
is
gonna matter.
though, it will matter if he's throwing 16. If he gets up to 16, 17, 18, 56 touchdowns, we're like, oh, great. But this guy also threw the ball over 18 times. How do we make him the MVP over a guy, say, like Rodgers, and say he does go 48 for 4, or Mahomes, who does go 46 for 2? Like, it could possibly happen. Like I said, I'm on the other spectrum. It is what Russell's doing wrong, because you take the turnovers away, it's regardless what those guys do, he's on pace for 56.
Well, that's why I think it's hard. And anybody who watches football could see that Seattle is putting all their eggs in that Russ basket. Let's be honest, that's the only way you're going to win football games, right? And you've been hearing it all season. Let Russ cook. Let Russ cook. Well, they're letting Russ cook. And by putting that much pressure on him, he's throwing for a ton of touchdowns, ton of yards. So he's taking more risks, clearly, which is why he has as many interceptions as he does. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, we've seen it time and time again, and I beat Aaron Rodgers up for it all the time. He drops back, nobody's open, he throws it out of bounds. Like, it's not even he doesn't even think about it. He drops back, goes through his read, and then just takes 2 steps to the left or right and throws the ball out of bounds. He doesn't even try. Like, he doesn't take risks. That's my knock on Rodgers. Mahomes, I think, is a little bit more of a gunslinger, and I'm kind of surprised he only has 1 interception looking at that earlier today. But
Well, honestly, his first few games, he got bailed out a lot. He had 3 turnovers in the Patriots that none of them were turnovers. He had 2
right.
dropped interceptions, and I don't even know what the hell the refs were thinking on that one ball that should have been a pick. They're just like, quote dead. We don't want Mahomes having a turnover.
And that's why I don't think turnovers matter quite as much. Now, as long as you're winning football games, as long as you're winning football games and throwing touchdowns, nobody's counting interceptions.
I hope
We've seen
so.
it with Brett Favre, guys knocking on Brett Favre because he threw so many interceptions. Yeah, but he also won a whole lot of games. He threw a whole lot of touchdowns.
I think he's also the only player in NFL history to win 3 consecutive MVPs.
That's why I don't think it's necessarily anything Russ is doing wrong. I think it's just other guys that are playing. Like you had mentioned earlier, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, he's a guy that I think is emerging. He's almost got 900 yards. I think he's like 885 or some shit like that. But he's got 15 touchdowns. Him in his own right, he's on pace because he's only played 6 games. He's on pace to break the touchdown record for total touchdowns. I believe that's 31. He can get there. Where does that put him? If he breaks a touchdown record there, say if Russ does break the touchdown, which touchdown record is more impressive? 31, 32 touchdowns from a running back or 56 from a quarterback?
I think 32 from the running back with the way the game has changed. And, you know, a lot of teams have a 2-back, 3-back system. They throw the ball more. You know, how many games we see just this weekend where there's guys had over 40 pass attempts?
And,
You know,
and on top of that, how many guys are throwing 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns on a weekly basis? It happens all the time.
right.
And
That's why I think it's more impressive in today's NFL that a running back can do that than quarterbacks doing it, because we've had how many record-breaking years from quarterbacks slinging touchdowns, and the rules are completely different, which that's a whole nother conversation of how the rules favor the offense nowadays. But
I mean,
yeah,
just like a simple like illegal contact that's 5 yards gives them an automatic first down. It could be third and 99, and illegal contact gives them a first freaking down. That needs to be changed. If it's a 5-yard penalty, it's a 5-yard penalty. Mark the yards. There's no reason they should be giving automatic first downs for that shit. I'm tired of the bullshit. They need to
and
change some shit.
to be honest, I love smash mouth football. I love a hard-nosed defense going against a running team and guys just smashing each other all game long. Boy, that's boring as fuck to watch. Like, it's terrible to watch a game like that. It's exciting if you like big hits, but slinging the ball all over the place is why fans buy tickets. It's what makes people watch. You know, that's why Mahomes and those guys that are slinging touchdowns all over the place are the poster children in the NFL. Like, it's been a long time since we had a running back as an MVP.
Yeah. I definitely would be a lot happier with a Super Bowl than an MVP. I do think that he deserves it, but I'm with you. If that running back breaks a touchdown record, he's my MVP.
You know, the only problem with Dalvin Cook is he plays in Minnesota.
Well, they are actually streaking right now. They're on a 2-game win streak. Could that team potentially creep up and win more games? They have a win on Green Bay already. You know, what if they finish the season 10-6 or 9-7 and they get in the playoffs
They can
with a
win that.
touchdown record?
They can win that division.
They could. They really could. They have the talent.
Which sounds crazy because they're in the same division as Green Bay, but Minnesota could steal that division.
Yeah. All right. Monday night's game. The Toilet Bowl. The Trevor Bowl.
I don't know if I'd call it that. I think the worst game I ever seen was I actually went to it, was the Washington Redskins were 0-7 and the Philadelphia Eagles were 0-7. I think the final score of that game was 9-0, and I froze my ass off in Philly. That was a bad game.
Patriots at Jets. This is the game where we're going to see who really is tanking for Trevor. Believe it or not, the Patriots control their own destiny. If they lose 2 to the Jets, they have the tiebreaker. I'm just going to say that I'm picking the Patriots. I don't believe they are really tanking for Trevor. Cam Newton needs to play better. He takes care of the football. You know, Jets just suck. Adam Gase, you know, that's what I want to get behind, but the Patriots have looked so awful the last 3 weeks. But I'm still going to go with them. What do you got?
First thing I'm going to say nice about Adam Gase.
No.
The Jets are getting a win this Monday.
I think you're only saying that so you could tie me on the record.
I'm taking the Jets over the Patriots. Hey, it might be a loss, but I don't care. I'm taking the Jets. I'm going with my gut on this one. The Jets actually played decent last week. It wasn't like they got blown off the field. The Patriots looked terrible. Cam Newton looks terrible.
Well, they almost won last game if he didn't fumble the ball, you know, and then potentially go down the field and score. They could have won.
And then he sits on the sideline with the towel over his head crying. I'm taking the Jets. Let's go get him, Sam Darnold. Let's get a win this week for Coach Adam. Taking the Jets.
Yeah. All right,
And now just because I took the Jets tomorrow night, the Patriots are going to blow them the fuck out like 50.
I hope they give you the suck it at the TV.
I hope so.
I really hope that you lose this game because I'm starting to creep up. Record 8-4. You're 7-5 this week. We did a hell of a lot better. Well, I did personally, so I'm happy about that.
I don't know, man. I think the Jets are going to get one this week.
We'll see. I'm just not going to get behind it.
Can't talk you into it.
No,
Nope, not
I'm not
even.
selecting the Jets.
Not even with all that Sam Darnold love you got there.
I love Sam Darnold. I hate Adam Gase, and he's got no freaking weapons. You want to talk about a guy that has nothing? That's a guy that has nothing.
Just gonna count on
Jamison Crowder is his best wide receiver.
Sam Darnold's gonna win it for him.
Yeah. All right, that's all I have. You got anything?
No, that's all I got. Hey, make sure you guys are hitting subscribe and like. I was supposed to not talk shit about Adam Gase and say some nice things if we got enough likes, as per the Hawks little contest. So make sure you guys are subscribing and liking the video. We also are out there on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, anywhere you listen to your podcast. You can plug us in your ear holes where you're getting paid to take a poop at work. Give us a listen. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. Head on over to the Facebook page, talk some shit. We've seen a little more activity going on that Facebook page this week, and we appreciate it. So keep it up.
Yeah, guys, we get it going every Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. So you can catch us every week on those days, at least until the NFL season. We'll figure out what's going on after that. And just like I said last time we get 15 likes, the Fat Man has to say 5 nice things about Adam Gase. Hopefully that does happen. And that's it. I'm the Hawk.
I already got one nice thing. The Jets are going to win tomorrow night. Say it with me. Fuck Fox. I'm the Fat Man. We're done.
All right. See us.